Welcome to day 10 of our Lent 103 series. Today's topic is stealing and laziness. Stealing and laziness. Let's look at these two sins. So essentially, stealing and laziness, they actually work as one sin because they are inseparable, because it is a grave sin. So let's look at what is stealing. Stealing is taking another person's property without that person's knowledge or permission. Stealing is a very serious sin because it is written in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not steal. And this is what God prohibits against. Let's look at the two types of stealing that there is. The first type of stealing is active stealing. This is maliciously and aggressively taking something that belongs to somebody else. This is shown in Leviticus chapter 6, verse 1 to 5. Active stealing includes extortion, robbery, embezzlement, and kidnapping. The second type of stealing is passive stealing. This is the failure to give another person what belongs to them. This includes the failure to return something that belongs to the owner, and this is negligence, and it's depriving somebody else of their property. So how are we as Christians, as believers, guilty of sinning? This first thing is refusing to pay tithe to God. The second is taking more than is allocated to you. The third is falsifying financial records for your own gain. And the fourth is forcefully taking what does not belong to you. Let's look at laziness now. Laziness is being unwilling to work, otherwise known as being idle. The Bible speaks about laziness, especially in the book of Proverbs. As we know, the book of Proverbs is a chapter in the Bible that is filled with a lot of knowledge and wisdom. And it speaks against idleness. It speaks against laziness. And it says that we should work. For example, in Proverbs 13, verse 4, it reads, the soul of the sluggardly desireth and have nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. This highlights that as Christians or as believers, we have no room for laziness in our hearts and in our minds. And as somebody who is idle, we would never be able to achieve anything in life. If you just sit at home and you know you've got something to do, or you know like you're relying on somebody else to do your work for you, that is laziness, that is procrastinating. And I'm sure we've all been in that kind of situation one time in our lives. I know for certain I've been in that situation where I have procrastinated when I know I should be doing something, for example, doing the Lord's work, or even just, for example, getting up in the morning to pray. I'm being idle, I'm being lazy, I'm procrastinating. I'm thinking, oh no, I'll push it later, just 5 more minutes. That 5 minutes can change your life, let me just tell you that. So it's something that we should prohibit against from doing, because it will stop us from achieving our goals. And laziness does start leading to overthinking, and it can lead to, for example, suicidal thoughts. And this is like a domino effect that goes on and on and on, and it can really be it could put you into grave danger, essentially. So how do we overcome these sins? The first thing is that we need to be diligent in all our doings, because God will reward our efforts at the end of the day. The second thing is that we need to be able to fear God. We need to have the fear of God inbuilt in us, because when you fear God, you are unlikely to engage in these type of sins. We're unlikely to engage in stealing, unlikely to engage in laziness, and that we should be able to know what is right and what is wrong. So I hope that we have heard this topic and apply this in our daily lives and try to abstain from stealing and laziness. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to day 10 of our Lent 103 series. Please be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms at Morning Star London, where we'll be uploading daily content to assist you throughout this Lenten journey. Thank you and God bless.